This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Join us today as we talk about being grounded or being fly. Being grounded or being fly. Could you have both of them at the same time, or do they need to be separated? Being grounded or being fly. This is Lawrence D. Adams. Join us today as we go into our broadcast. Hey, I want to hear from you. I got something I want to share. Let's get it going. Salute to the thinking class. This is Lawrence D. Adams. We are live right now. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. How are you doing in the chat room? It is Monday the 21st. Let's get it going. If you're listening, shout out to everyone. Shout out to the thinking class. Shout out to everyone who came through. Man, I'm still like in a zone from from this weekend, man. It's been a phenomenal this weekend. It's trying to get me to say something. I'm still in the zone from this weekend. Thank you, everyone who gave cash apps, who gave, those who did what they did this weekend. Let me adjust this camera a little bit right there. Man, I thank everybody who came through, showed some love. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I still got the super chats off, so you can still cash at me. If you didn't get the cash app, or you still want to say, I want to give some more towards my 50th birthday. I turned 50 on Friday. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I turned 50 on Friday, but it is what it is. I'm still like trying to get myself together. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Let me turn me up a little bit. My sound is, there we go. Let's do this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
There we go. What's going on, Sigma? What's going on, Bernie L? Man, I'm still tired, man. I went to two dance spots. I went to dinner yesterday. Cooper's Hawk was his winery, which is really nice. Then I had a short rib, and it was delicious with mashed potatoes and grilled or seared broccoli. Oh my God.
Nice.
I said, I just ate it. How you just eat it slow, just get the flavor. Just like, oh my God, it was delicious. It was delicious. But what got me is my family surprised me. I kid you not, Jono. What did I do? I went to go get this suit. Got me a little suit. I had to go. Then I couldn't find shoes. So I was tired. So I went home and laid down, man. Mm-hmm. Went home and laid down. Then my sister said, what you gonna do? I said, well, I don't know. I'm gonna go up to the cigar bar. That's what I said I was gonna go. So I'm at the cigar bar. She said, where you at? I said, I'm at the cigar bar. She said, no, come to our cousin spot. We got to do I got a drink for you. I went, okay. So I go down to my cousin's spot. He see me, what's up, cuz? Happy birthday. That's how he talk. Happy birthday, cuz. Mm-hmm. So I see his son. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Yeah, happy birthday. So my sister, I said, you got a drink for me? Yeah, I got a drink for you. So we going, she said, well, come through here and I'm going to give it to you. I go in there. There was my family. They surprised me, man.
Didn't I tell you what was going to happen?
Yeah, you sure did. You did. You did. They surprised me, man. They surprised us. It was my mother, her husband, my cousins. But what really got me, man, even though it was my birthday, my cousin who I haven't seen in years, who don't come out. And you know how you get that one cousin you look up to, or that one family member? Mm-hmm. He showed up. So it was crazy, man. I kid you not. I'm walking around like, oh man, I can't believe they got me a cake. Look at the cake. So this guy give me grip. I'm like, okay. He ain't say nothing. He had a drink in his hand. I said, who are you? So I'm your cousin Ramjack. I said, Roger? And man, that right there, the surprise was good. But seeing him just made my heart drop, man. My heart dropped seeing my cousin Roger McCall. Ramjack is a family name. What's going on, Rating Room? Sigma, Joe Blast. That right there made my heart drop. I was like, man, my cousin, I haven't seen in years. The one, I got a couple cousins that they're my cousins are older than me, male cousins that are older than me. They were doing their thing. It was just good to see him. And then my cousin Teresa, she did her thing. And my cousin Tammy and Tanya came through. It was just good. It was just good. My niece was there. So it was really, really, really good. I had a great time. I just good to be honored. And I think earlier that day, I did get chocolate. I wanted a chocolate cake with yellow cake with chocolate frosting. So I got that. I was happy about that. Sometimes it's just the small things. It's not so much the big things, but it was just that right there that made a difference for my birthday. So I was really completely honored about that. It just, like, even yesterday going to Cooper's Hawk to have to have that how can I say it? That steak, I mean, that short rib was really good. So I'm just telling you, sometimes you just got to be, I was completely grateful for that, completely grateful for everything. And even, I think, what was it? Saturday night, I went to the cigar bar, ran into some people I knew, had a good time, just chill, me and my sister. So it was just good. I'm grateful. 50 it feels good to be 50. And everybody said, well, you feel older, you feel younger. I actually feel younger. So I'm completely grateful for everything. Yeah, one of my favorite cakes, one of your favorite cakes. Yeah, man. It was chocolate frosting with yellow. It was delicious. It was good. And yesterday going to Cooper's Hawk, and then I went to one spot to go did some hand dancing. Then I went another place. I went to Kazuma. I didn't dance at the second place, but I just chilled and just, was posted up, dressed like a G, representing the thinking class to the fullest. So it was good yesterday. I'm trying to look for this song, but I can't find it. I'm about to go around to find it because I'm looking for it because I should have put it on my favorite. And I think I'm gonna have to do it because I need that in the background right quick. But yeah, it was a great birthday. I wanted to be in Miami, but it didn't happen that way. So it's perfect. Everything happens in its due time. So I'm completely grateful for that. So it didn't happen when I thought it should happen, but it happened. Everything happened like it should. So I'm completely grateful for that. Here we go. This is what I want. Let's get this playing. This is what I want in the background. So yeah, thank you for everybody for every super chat. Let me get this right quick. So thank you for everybody for the super chats. Man, it was a great weekend. I went dancing, did some hand dance, and I was out there. Hey. Then I went to another spot. I ain't dance. I was just, how you got UFC the dude at the club or at the place, I just posted up like this. So what happened is the young ladies, because of the culture of where I was at, the women come, if you're not dancing, the women will come and ask you to dance. Like, okay. I'm good. No, I'm good. You sure? No, I'm good. I don't want to dance. I said, it's my birthday. I don't want to dance. People can I tell the psychology of why I did that?
Sure.
So what happened is the reason why I did, I hope they ain't watching. I know that women don't like to be rejected.
I don't think
nobody wants to be rejected, but women don't want to be rejected. You already laughing. You already know.
Anybody likes rejection.
Yeah, but I know they ain't like to be rejected. So when I go there next time, it will be easy because I already set the pace of that. If I rejected you now and I ask you this time, you'll be more obliged to what? Come dance with me. I don't know. Yeah, it may not be too much for some people.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I had a great time, man.
Reversing the game, right?
That's exactly. We should be teaching that. Reversing it. That's exactly what it was. Reversing the game. But today's topic is being grounded or being fly. Shout out to Jono because he came in the clutch. You know how you. I was like, hey, I don't got no ball in here.
But see, that's what happens. It's all about intention.
Yeah.
If you pick up on the intention of something, you could actually spin it any way you want. The problem is people don't have their true. Well, let's not say this. They don't know that their intention has nothing to do with the outcome sometimes. And what happens is your intention may have principle to it, but not purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so when you have a principle for it, then you start thinking about everything you stand on. When the purpose is to make a completion of the current action. So yeah, in some cases it may look like you're breaking the rules, but no, my intention was to bring a certain thing to purpose, not so much stand on my principle for it.
Right. So we're going to talk about being grounded. So I want to say, if you want to still give for the Cash App, Lawrence D. Dallas at Lawrence D. Adams, you still can give. Being grounded or being grounded or being fly. What does being grounded means, and what does being fly? And I said at the beginning, can you have both, or can you? I can't answer. Gov. It's Gov calling. I can't answer it. Either you're gonna be fly or you're gonna be what? Grounded. And I think a lot of times in the how can I say this? In the culture that we are in, or in the some of this space that we're in, we have a lot of people who are not grounded, and some people who think they fly.
Yeah. I mean, I think I purposely put the fact that you are fly as opposed to taking flight. See, a lot of people, they have a big misconception when they act fly or they try to be fly. They haven't come from a grounded source. So how are you supposed to, basically you're faking the funk. So what happens is you look like you already up in the air, but nobody knows how you got there. You get what I'm saying?
Dude, come on, man. Why are you doing this already? You didn't take the gloves off. That is facts. Are you grounded, or being grounded, or being fly? Because we got a lot of people who are in the air, but we don't even know how you got there. Second of all, you might have a perception that you are fly, but you've never been grounded before. So it's so many spins to this, man.
Exactly. Just like on Fly High Friday, we don't fly high until we done got through the trenches of the lesson. You're not allowed to fly high until the end. And if a lot of people can't see how you earned your wings, or how you got your stars on your shoulder, or how you got your collar, what happens is we can't tell you got it there. So guess what? You are just acting fly.
Whoa, 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 whoa. So Jono, now since you know what, since we're gonna take the gloves off already, then we ain't gonna be long here. Let me take the gloves off. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people who think they are fly, to get it all together, things like that. But we ain't seen you do anything. Matter of fact, this is the real deal. In the age that we are in now, transparency is currency.
It's true. It's true. Receipts are needed for a lot of what is being spoken about. And what happens is you're not willing to show it all. A lot of people, we talked about this several months ago, showing your work, right? And what happens is a person who has a very short story about their experience, more than likely hasn't had either the experience didn't really impact them, or they don't have much of a story because it wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, when they have a story to tell, or they paid their dues being grounded in a situation, what happens is they can give you the details. Mm-hmm. They can tell you what the air was like. They can tell you what something was wearing. They could tell you, some of the things that make it special for them, even though it may be something you're trying to learn from. And what we fail to do all the time is vet these people that we take advice from. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Their particular setup was based on getting lucky in a lot of cases. And I'm not saying luck ain't part of the game. Luck is part of the game. But what you don't have is the expertise or the technique that was used in the situation to get through it. You just have sometimes a bunch of dumb luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
I talked to this person, and all of a sudden you got this kind of outcome. Yeah, but did you apply anything? Did you tell people what the techniques were? Did you tell them the steps? No, you don't. So you don't look like you were grounded. You look like you were just being fly at that moment.
And we got two man, Jono, man, and prior to my birthday, and then even some things I seen yesterday, we got so many people trying to look fly that it's ridiculous. And now what's happening in the advent of Google, in the advent of looking at everything that's going on, people will expose you and reveal that you are not fly, that your asphalt need to be grounded.
It gets actually a little worse than that. People who are fly try to expose people that have credentials and that have experience and have been grounded, and they start to look foolish because what they're looking for is a superficial appearance, but they don't realize that some of the people that are OGs in the game, some of the people that have toiled and got in the trenches of all the battles that we have to go through, some of them don't need to prove with a superficial outcome. Okay? I may not have the latest and greatest, Mercedes, but guess what? If you really dig deep, it's got, years on it. I took care of it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And while everybody else is putting out, a certain amount of money, I don't have to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's same thing when it comes to your clothes and stuff. I've been building my collection of sneakers for 25 years. So if you see something, no, that's not the retros I bought. No, that was the original. You see? And I put more money in putting care toward what I owned already, as opposed to buying brand new in an inflated market.
That's the thing, man. It's now you really. It was toiling inside of me. I didn't want to talk about, but I guess we're gonna take the gloves off, dude, because we have that going on, John. But we have a lot of people who are on a mission for some reason to expose everybody.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Everything is you trying to expose somebody. When do you think about that? If you do that to somebody else, the tables will turn on you. I just seen somebody where the tables turn on them.
Yeah. Especially if you put some effort behind it. You put effort behind that, what happens is you coming for somebody will cause somebody to come for you. And that person might have better access to the receipts you don't have access to. Some of you don't even know what your reputation is like. Some of you don't even have a good reputation, and you find out about it when you start calling somebody else out. Maybe if you check yourself, and this is the whole point why we're talking about grounding. Grounding, when the season for grounding comes, it's a season. It's not all the time, okay? You should be taking a grounding period, probably the same way you understand winter in the 4 seasons of the year. You should be grounding yourself to be self-reflective, self-building, self-motivating, and self-action for the next 3 seasons where you're going to fly. You could act fly and get thrown right out of the sky. But what happens is if you were grounded properly, you could fly safely. And when people take shots at you, you won't get taken down. And that's what we're trying to tell you to do. Which one are you choosing? You got to choose one.
Either you're going to be fly or you're going to be grounded. And I think a lot of times people have not taken the time to actually absorb the season that they're in and to actually make sure that everything around you, your grounding, is in place. If it's not, and you begin to fly high and go to the next stratosphere and everything like that, you can open yourself up, like you said, to be exposed or wherever the case may be. And it's always imperative, especially in this game, especially on this YouTube, on Instagram, whatever else that you have, that you get to the point that you are grounded correctly. When have you taken the time to really look at yourself, to look at your surroundings? We talk about this a lot of times, but I'm saying this right now because I want you to really get this. The importance of making sure your game is thorough and that is tight. Because if you do not, guess what's going to happen? Bing bong, you out of there. So you make sure you ground it. It's just the landscape of YouTube and some of these YouTubians is to make I just cram to understand when everyone becomes an investigator. when everyone becomes an assassin for other, when everyone makes it their mission to assassinate other people's character. I don't understand what do you get out of that? And it's not just people here. I know some preachers who that's their whole mission is to assassinate another person's character. What do you get out of this? What do you grow from this? Have you been grounded? Or are you coming from a place of being hurt because someone assassinated your character or did something to you? Now you want to go on an attack because now you feel offended and you want to go attack someone else. It's a cycle that if you don't stop, you will never get out of. I've seen people lose their complete channels, ministries, homes, tore up because they were not grounded and because they went on a mission, find mission to destroy somebody else. What do you gain from that? Where do you grow from that? If you're grounded and your field is plowed correctly, what kind of seeds are you going to get? What kind of harvest are you going to get by making it your mission to attack someone else so that you can look good? If this is making sense, let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. What do you grow? What do you get from this? I've seen it in families. What's going on, William? I see it in families. I've seen it in homes where it was the mission to destroy somebody else so that you can look fly and look good. I've always said, and I'm saying it again, for everyone to know, if you have an issue with anybody, you talk to them behind the scenes. But what we're doing is we're going on a mission to try to expose everybody else so that we can look better. What do you gain from that? Where do you grow from there? What do you accomplish from that? Who's going to be a better person because you want to look fly? Because as soon as you do that, you are bound to be grounded. It's going to come back. You cannot sow that and not reap it at the same time. So it's important that you be grounded. And I have so many things I can say about being grounded. Self-reflection, going within, all of that I understand. I want you to understand. But when it comes to the game, you must be grounded. Yes, you must look fly, but you got to make sure that your feet, on both of your feet, 10 toes down, that you are who you are. You're not your head, not in the clouds. Because if your head's in the cloud, you're bound to be somebody's going to get you. So I need to say that this is just the first day. So we're just getting it together. Don't worry about Friday. You're going to be like, oh my God, by Wednesday, Thursday, it all makes sense. The importance of being grounded or being fly. Some people are so enamored by looking good and by presenting themselves that they have no character. That's why they're not grounded. Let me say that again. Some people are so enamored or so taken by looking good, and I got to present myself a certain way. I got to look this way. And what happens is when you look behind the curtain of their life, they're not grounded. They have no character. They have nothing growing inside of them but a bunch of weeds, tumbleweeds at that. So it has to be important that you understand that you have to be grounded, and grounded is not a bad thing. Your feet have to be on the ground. You have to be able to navigate at that level. But what we see now, this is not just YouTube, not Instagram. Everybody wants to assassinate somebody's character. Everybody wants to call out and say this person is phony. Now we got the younger generation when they attack the older generation. I heard the saying on there, you just an old Negro. That ain't what the word they use. They don't know nothing. It's different out here. So the younger men are attacking the older men. The younger women are attacking the older women. There's this infighting. And where does it get you? Nowhere. It gets you nowhere. I've seen it too much. Hence why the thinking class, do not get involved with all that mess. Do not get involved with all that mess. It's almost counterproductive if you're saying you're trying to help people. It's counterproductive if you're saying you're trying to help somebody out if you constantly attacking people because you don't like them or their philosophy or their thinking doesn't match up with you. We have too many people who don't get that. Okay, people may not agree with the thinking class. Oh well. They may not like the way I deliver. Oh well. They may not like how I pronounce certain things or how I do the show, how I do a series, or this ain't game or this ain't game. There always will be people who will counter what you say. Oh, well, who gives a flying monkey? The point is, when the thinking class was established, we were established on the ground. We were established on a foundation that's being built up. So you got to make sure that you are grounded. If this is making sense to you, let me know. Put a number 2 in the chat room. Put a 2 in the chat room. Put a 2 in the chat room. Put a 2 in the chat room. This is making sense to you. Because I know there we go. This is going on John W. So I got to emphasize this because stuff I seen this weekend beyond my birthday celebration, it's wild. Does it get views? Yes, it does get views. Does it get drama? Yes, it get drama. But after a while, when is enough enough? This content creator against this content creator, this minister against this minister, this one against that one. You said this, and I'm going to pull up on you. You ain't do nothing, all this kind of stuff. Really? Really? This is what we doing? This is what we doing now? Somewhere we missed it somewhere. And I think what happens is in the advent of being on social media and being online, some people create a persona that is fly and they're not living it in real life. Let me say that again. People create a persona online, on Instagram, Facebook, that they're this person, but in real life, they are not. That's the reason why we had last week being authentic in the game prior to all this drama that just happened. Why? Because we want you to be grounded in who you are. We want you to have deep-rooted character, deep-rooted ways of thinking and processing so that you can be the best version of yourself. Time out for all this mess. Time out for it. Time out for it. That's why it's so important. That's why it's so important that you are grounded in who you are. Let me emphasize something else. I want to make sure I shout out to everyone who gave for my 50th birthday. I appreciate that. You know why I appreciate that? Because you're saying, hey, I appreciate LDA, what you do with John and everything like that. So I want to make sure I emphasize that. Thank you for everyone who gave on my birthday. Whether you gave $1, gave 50 cents, whatever you gave, $50, $200, $300. I appreciate that. The dinners, the cars, everything. I appreciate it. I want to make sure I emphasize that because being grounded and being fly ties into that too. Why does it tie to it? Because if you can't celebrate others, maybe you need to be grounded.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can't celebrate others. You need to be grounded. One thing I learned, and it took me a minute to learn, is celebrate others at all costs. Celebrate others. Why do we celebrate others? Because you have the option whether you're going to be grounded or you're going to be what? Fly. And when it's your turn to be celebrated, we do get a water at the same time. Might be vodka, but no, it's water. Guess what's happened? It may never happen because you never took the time to celebrate someone else.
Yeah. And what are you scared of? You know, what are you scared of trying to give somebody else the opportunity to shine? A lot of people don't realize that you have your own light. You really can't be outshined. So there's no problem with celebrating others.
It's-
This is your platform. On my birthday, you went all out. You did more than some people that have my last name. You know what I'm saying? And what's the fear in other people to celebrate somebody? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, and I'm probably never gonna forget it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I know where your value is. I know there's no way to take away from what you've built. You get what I'm saying? I don't sit in intimidation. A lot of people sit in intimidation thinking that they have to step on somebody else in order to be seen. That's the crabs in the barrel syndrome. Okay? And guess what? The first one out the barrel is in the pot. So be careful who you step on. What you be stepping out from may be jumping out the barrel into the fire.
And that's the importance of why we're talking about being grounded and being fly, because a lot of people, too, man, this landscape this landscape is, it's not just on YouTube. It's like a lot of places. We went on, I said it prior to when you was on, we have this thing of assassinating other people's characters.
Mm-hmm. And they do it for their own clout. They're not even doing it with the passion and intention to hurt somebody's feelings. They're not even doing it to hurt somebody. They're doing it for their own selfish intentions. And to me, I feel like that's the most confusing part about it. You're doing it so you can get a name for yourself, and you think the person should understand why you're attacking them. We're both going to come up. We're both going to get our views. We're both going to get our likes. We're both going to get our shares. Yeah, but, you know, am I willing to sell my soul for some likes? Am I willing to sell my soul for some views? Am I willing to sell my soul for some subscribers? I think that's very irresponsible.
You know what's going to happen? They will get into, and I've seen it. I've been on YouTube for years. What happens is when you begin to attack other people and assassinate other people's character, whether you agree with them or not, what's going to happen is your content now is only going to be geared towards attack and defending yourself instead of really helping somebody else out.
I watch a lot of automotive YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is relatable because we do a lot of relationship stuff we see, but a lot of y'all don't realize that even in the automotive one, you don't think it's going to have an effect. This one guy, he went on a rant and started attacking other auto YouTubers for their behavior and some of the stuff he noticed in the game, but don't realize some of that stuff is part of the game. And you know what? The YouTube algorithm, because of the way he used his language, because of the way people came and reported him, do you know he was over 1.6 million subscribers? He can barely get 10,000 views now, when most of those guys were on a track record to do 300, 400,000 views per video. They spent a lot of money on their cars. They spent a lot of money on their setups. They spent a lot of money doing modifications, and they rely on those views to monetize. It's a very easy way to monetize by having car content. And this guy literally sabotaged himself just for getting in the middle of somebody else's mix. You don't have to comment on somebody. You don't have to have an opinion about somebody else. And if you thought that was the way to clout chase, YouTube is starting to teach you that you're going to get punished for that.
And that's serious, man, because this thing has gone too far. Mm-hmm. Too far. Because they want to be.
Maybe that's why a lot of people haven't gotten out of, viewership caps that you think they should be definitely well further along, especially for the subscriber base they have. You don't think that the algorithm will suppress you if you start acting all toxic? I was watching one of the YouTube, they mentioned the R word when it comes to something that would happen to him. And I don't want to say it because I don't want you to get dinged too. But they mentioned that their algorithm, you could see the whole train all of a sudden like that in the YouTube channel results. Maybe you ain't supposed to mention everything that happens to people. Maybe you aren't supposed to address every issue, especially if you are in the cancel culture of trying to take out somebody else. There's another content creator in Atlanta got in big trouble in the real legal world for not keeping their mouth closed. And what happens is you're going to pay the price. And if somebody really got their wits about them, they'll hire a lawyer and make money off of you running your mouth.
And the point of what's a couple $1 million, wasn't it? $2 million.
Oh yeah.
So this thing of, that's why we're saying being grounded and being able to breathe and fly, and then two, the ability to celebrate others. There's people on here I do not agree with. Guess what I'm gonna do? Stick to my lane and realize there's a piece of the pie, not just a piece, there's a whole pie for me to eat that may not even be with them.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense that people that you don't agree with, why don't you have a healthy conversation about it? And let's try to build each other at the same time, because the goal should be to build each other. Even if you don't agree with them, you could be completely like, listen, I disagree with you, but wouldn't the healthy banter going back and forth between the two of you, shouldn't it create some value? And guess what? That healthy conversation should be able to do it. And if you're not mature enough, I mean, somebody who has been grounded and understands rest, meditation, standing by while, sometimes you got to watch somebody else get theirs. What happens if you don't realize that, you would never be able to collaborate with somebody you don't agree with.
That's the problem. But if you're grounded, you can do that, because it'd be people I may not agree with on some things, but guess what? Those points we may not agree on, but we agree on other things.
Sometimes you need perspective, and I think that's the biggest missing thing. You are in your own lane, and you may have your own ideology about everything, but guess what? The world ain't built on what you think. And yes, the people you disagree with, they have a platform too, because some people will align with the other thoughts. I don't see why you can't have to live in a world where you have to, like the Borg, and assimilate people into your collective. We literally can have a difference of opinion, and let's keep it moving. But when you get into that evangelistic mode where you got to pull people into your thought process and your way of doing things, you're spending more time trying to convert people than to live with people who align with you. The people who align with you, you don't have to convert them. They're going to just gravitate.
And when you say that, made me think of this. Well, I guess we're gonna say it today. They can go back and listen to this. See, I don't know if I should say this one, John, but I'm gonna say it. There is no original thought. Uh-oh.
See, people don't realize every dream you have, you wouldn't have not one dream you have unless you had an experience behind it. Your mind will mix it up and put things into a different perspective, but you won't be able to visit something you haven't visited yet without the experience of that particular object or that particular scene in real life. What the dreams do is make a creation based on an original platform. A kid can't dream about being in a 10-year relationship. You're only going to get those kind of dreams when you have the experience of being in a relationship. Then the mind and the dreams expand on it.
And that's the issue, because it's infighting amongst these YouTubians, these others about original thought. I came up with this content and you stealing my content and all like that. It may be the same exact words, Jana, that we're saying, but how I deliver it and how I give it, guess what? Makes it my own.
Yeah. Why do you think the Bible has so many different versions? Why do you think we have so many situations where people think they came up with something that's popular because they knew it was popular when they saw the views on the video? Oh, so now I'm going to talk about it myself, and then all of a sudden now there's a whole, I heard you did this and I heard you did that. What the offense? You didn't invent the dictionary. You didn't invent the words that came out of my mouth. Because I collected them differently, all of a sudden they belong to you. It's not true. It's not true. There's even rules on the YouTube thing about doing titling and clickbait and all that stuff. That stuff is a system now. It's a system to making it work. And people who are really in the YouTube game, they already know why you're doing it. You're trying to get your own channel up. We're not trying to copy over somebody else.
No. And this the other thing, and we do this all the time. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If we hear something from someone else, what do we do over here? Yo, shout out to this person. Shout out to BOA. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Angry Man. Shout out to O'Shea Jackson. Shout out to whoever it may be.
I mean, if there's a collected thought that we know can be identified by somebody, yeah, we try our best to, put it out there. But if it's based on what we really feel, which is how these topics usually come up, we don't go out and do extensive research on anything like that. We literally try to go by the spirit and see what the class deserves. So if you look at other content creators and you see them literally bounce on other people, that means there's a creativity shortage. Yeah, you're gonna make it your own. Yeah, you're gonna do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, you gotta pay penance for what can be identified as the truth.
Right. And let me say this, we say this behind the scenes. If you see someone else using whatever you do, guess what we do? We don't, like my grandfather said, we don't get mad. We congratulate them. Well, we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Don't we say that?
You don't even supposed to be doing a good job till you get your first copycat. You don't even know what you did was valid.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of one content creator. I said, wait a minute. But I said, you know what? Don't get mad. Celebrate. That means we're doing something right. Mm-hmm. The points that we're making in the way that we're making them is sticking. They may never shut us out. Okay, great. But guess what? See, that's the other thing. Even if they never shut us out, it's okay. I'm not looking to man to validate me. There it is. I'm looking to what? The validation from the Father. That's the problem. Boy, we hit something right there. I know we got to go. Too many people are looking for the validation from men and everyone else to say, oh, you did a good job. Oh, you took my content and you should have gave me the ups. Guess what? They may never do it. You see, to stop looking for validation from somebody else who can't give it to you and get your own doggone validation from yourself.
Yeah, you shouldn't be looking for it outside. First of all, if you create it yourself, you should already have the confidence that it was going to be effective and it worked. Now that you see somebody else give you the heads up or the big up from it, guess what? That's just confirmation. That's not validation.
That's the thing. They got it mixed up. They're looking for the validation and versus confirmation. We get the confirmation.
Yeah. It's like you almost like, yep, I see you.
Right.
At the same time, we already knew it was right. We already knew it was right because we stood on it. We let it be recorded. We let it get posted, and we see the results from the statistics. That's all we needed.
And guess what? We were grounded in it. So too many people get caught up in their feelings because they think somebody's taking something because they said it on their channel. Get over it.
You didn't copyright none of that.
Right. Get over it.
And if you were allowed to do that, YouTube would find a way to measure it and let you keep it. You can't keep it.
No.
You can't keep it.
Right. And the reason why we're saying this, because I think somebody needs to hear it, and people who are in the clouds are going to hear it. Don't get mad about it. Get over it. Get over it. Get your panties out of a bunch. I know my mother might be listening. She might, because she's off today. Get your panties out of a bunch and get over it. Loosen your bra up. And I'm talking to guys. Loosen your bra up because it's too tight.
You don't. If I have 5 people that come on here and say, "Oh, John, whatever, that's good." You know what? I like the compliment. It could, like I said, it just confirms what I already know. But the validation comes from the result, and that's what I want to make sure everybody understands. The validation comes from the result. If it don't come to nothing, if it don't end up in my pockets, if it don't end up with my own type of platform building, then it didn't work. You get it?
Right.
The compliments are a way to tell that you are confirming that there was some type of, success. But it's not a validation. I'm sorry.
Let me say this, the reason why they get mad, and this is grounding and being fly. The reason why they get mad, because you just hit it, Jono, is because they are not getting the results from when they said it and when somebody else said it.
Yeah. They may have gotten a couple of extra shout outs and comments and stuff like that, which is basically what you're not supposed to count. But they use that as validation.
Right. And so they mad because now they didn't heard their information on somebody else's channel or whatever the case may be, or in their pulpit or whatever the case may be. And now they're in this feeling because they're doing better.
They got it wrong.
All wrong. I know 2 people that were infighting because of this. He took my stuff and now he's so and so and so and so. You know who I'll tell you who it is I can't say it on here, but it's somebody that watches us. And he take my content, dude. You mad not because your content was used, you mad because he got results from what you said.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. And why do you have to put that much attention to it? Keep a hold of your own content and keep going. That's what we do. We don't be sitting here trying to like measure what everybody else is saying about it. We just go off the dome. It shouldn't matter.
Right. And guess what happens? What we have effectively did, Jono, with the thinking class, we have created our own lane.
Yeah. And eventually that's what you should do. There's enough space for everybody. On this highway, there's no space for everyone. You don't need to step on anybody or get anybody else out the way to shine. You should be realizing that in your own situation. You don't have to have your validation rationalized by stepping on somebody else. You could live on your own. You could be, like you said, in your own lane.
Think about it. If you're in your own lane, you come out of a scarcity mindset into a what? An abundance mindset.
Exactly.
So what happens is when you're in that space, because I'm talking to a particular content creator who's listening, who ain't saying nothing right now. You're in a place of scarcity because you think everyone is taken from you. But if you get into your own lane, you come into a place where you become what? Abundant. And then the people who need to eat from you or you need to feed, well, guess what? Show up.
It's true.
You're fighting a war you shouldn't even be fighting because you're wasting too much energy over that. Create your lane, do what you need to do, and guess what happened? You'll move forward.
Absolutely. That's why I don't have no real opinion about anything else. I don't even care how I get judged. You know, I've gone at the pace I want to go at. I've supported who I wanted to support, and I feel like the universe is going to take care of me for my gifts that I've given. I know I've given first. All else don't matter.
Right.
All else don't matter.
Right.
I'm a giver first.
Right. Because because you gave first, you automatically created your own lane. Now you're grounded and you have every right to be fly. You have every right to be. It's because of the process of what? Being grounded first. I don't know. I know for sure that a particular content creator is listening. You need to please get out of that space.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, you only hurting yourself, and you're hurting the people that listen to you.
The only people I'm gonna listen to is people who have objective criticism. If you're gonna take the time to tell me what you think, I should do based on your experience, I welcome it. Other than that, ain't nothing to talk about. If you're gonna literally stop a conversation here and go somewhere else and talk, and without my ability to rebut, you're a coward. You're a coward.
Facts. And the key factor you said right there is experience. What is your experience to even talk on the matter? That's why I said, and I'm gonna say it right clear. And I ain't said it in a while. I said it a couple of days ago on AVs. I was here before there was a manosphere, before it was a red pill, before it was any of all this. I was doing this. And guess what I've chosen to do? Guess what the thinking class learns you? Do our own lane. It just works out better that way. Works out better that way. Will we get attacked? People like us? I don't care. It ain't happened before. It ain't the first time. Get in line. Matter of fact, go make me a chocolate cake while you at it.
Yeah. We need to have more time and energy spent on what we are about and not what other people are in our situation, because they really don't have any effect in what we put into it. You can say, "Oh, this person did this to me." No, you allowed that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You attracted it. You allowed it. Work on yourself. There's nothing you could do to this other person. They're not you. The only person you can work on in the season of working on anything is you.
If this is resonating with you, you guys are understanding. Let me know in the chat room. You understand exactly what we're talking about. There's a reason why we're talking about it, because somebody needs to hear this. Because what happens is, this will weed out good content versus entertainment and drama versus things that are going to make you a better individual. It's going to weed it out. Some people I wish would just stick to the strip. I mean, they need to go to the strip club and then stick to the story that they need to stick to and go that way. And make content. Yeah. But we got this whole crabs in the barrel. I'm going to get you. You going to say this. I'm going to say this. You ain't did it. I heard it said it first. Your mama was my cousin. Then we felt, who cares? That lets me know that the level of your understanding and the level of your experience is not what you portray it to be. You pretended to be fly when you need to be grounded. It's amazing, man. I never seen so much character assassination and content assassination in my life.
It's true. And only somebody truly grounded would have known not to do that. A person truly grounded who has been sat down in the midst of the fire of some other turmoil and literally paid their dues would know not to step on somebody else in order to make something happen for themselves. And guess what? You know how they say you're cruising for a bruising? You're literally setting yourself up for your time to sit down, and it won't be a reflection of what you wanted to do, but what you're going to have to do now.
Dude, there have been people who have lost their complete channels. There are people who lost their churches. I know people who lost their businesses because of that. Because of that. Because they were not able to, because they kept attacking other people.
Yeah. It doesn't end well. Mm-mm. You being a predator doesn't end well. There's a way for people to report you. There's a way the community can come against you. There's a way that you will be taken down because you don't want to behave and play nice in the sandbox.
Are we saying not to defend yourself? No, we're not saying that. So I don't think we're talking about just we sending roses and everybody just holding hands, kumbaya. That ain't gonna happen. We're being real here. But what I'm saying is when you make that your mission, there is a problem right there. It's a big problem. So with that being said, what time is it? 1:30. This is being grounded or being fly. So this is just the first day. Thanks everyone for the super chat or the cash apps and everything with my birthday, about the importance of celebrating. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. So this is just the first day. Wait till tomorrow. We get a little bit more in detail with it. This is just laying the foundation because we do like a series. And this applies to the game. This applies to the GAME. This applies to the G. Now, you think what we talked about today, Slink, we all over the place, but we right on target because we might be talking about a particular situation with some content creators. This can happen in a family. This can happen at your job. This can happen with your kids. This can happen on multiple levels. So it's not just predicated to just what we're talking about. You got to make sure that you are grounded, that you are centered, that you are in the right place, that your feet and your roots are deep down, rooted into the ground. Why? So that you can have the right strategy game to move forward. You have to make sure that you're grounded. Like I said, this is just the first day. You know, by Thursday, we in there. But we had to say something about this. I know there's some content creators, and you say, well, this don't apply to me. I'm not a content creator. You got family members, you got job situations, you got whatever is going on in your life, business situations, that this is applicable to you. That you may have somebody assassinating your character, or you might be on the verge of assassinating somebody else's character. I'm thinking of one, I'm not gonna say his name, one bishop. Now he's going on the mission because something happened to him. Now he want to assassinate everybody. He want to uncover everybody because he hurt.
Yeah. And that's you in your own feelings. You acting out because you in your own feelings about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now you say anything to him, now that's his new purpose. When is it about giving life instead of taking away life? I don't know. That's why we have the thinking class, for you to think so don't be your own ass fault. So don't be your own ass fault. With that being said, join us tomorrow on the thinking class. That's cash. A transaction went through. Okay. So yeah, join us tomorrow. You want to hit that cash app with the from our birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Super chats are cut off. Cash app is Lawrence D. Adams. Hit that 50, man. I can't believe, man, I am 50 years old. I don't feel like it. I'm glad I don't. And doggone it, I don't look like it. Don't look like it. I didn't get to go to the gym today. I was hugging that pillow too hard today. I was supposed to go. But we're going to get out of here. Join us tomorrow for the thinking class. This is Lawrence D. I don't even got the music queued up, man. Let me get this. We're going to just pop this one in right quick. Video share. Outro, right? Here we go. We ain't play this in a while.
Found myself inside all this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. Do you know why? Triggered inside this situation. Wonder if we maybe were mistaken. Don't wanna talk, don't